Yo, Andy.
What's up?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Taha coming to you for Team Wars Talks. Today I got Andy, Buns, Javida, Lordy, and Shaowz. I don't know how Shaowz got in here, but he sneaked in through the back door. Uh, Welcome, guys. Today we have a shorter broadcast for you. Just a top 8 match reports and top 4 predictions. We're nearing the end of the season, but the excitement grows as we have some of the most competitive matches from this season. Our goal today is to give you guys some top level analysis while keeping it entertaining for you guys so you don't fall asleep. Let me know how the audio levels are with all the people on the mic and the music in the background. And if you guys have any questions throughout the broadcast, just let us know in the chat, whether that's in Korean, Japanese, English, or Portuguese, or any other language.
You forgot German, by the way. Come on.
Germans. Yes, German too.
Yes, German community is biggest.
Anyway, first match report of the day, Duel Links Taiwan versus Switcheroo. Actually, this is the second match report. We're gonna go into the first one. It's actually Rookies versus Shadow Games Links. This game was first of the weekend last week, and most people had Rookies as the favorite for this war, but it was a close war. What do you guys have to say about this? I'll let anyone else take the floor.
This war was entertaining as hell because rookies came through with like 10 different decks and won anyways. So it was pretty I thought it was pretty cool. Me being a massive Dark Lord and Cyber Dragon simp. But it also goes to show that, just because Harpies is the best deck doesn't mean that or considered the best deck doesn't mean that it's necessary in Japan meta, because they don't care. They bring what they want. That's how I see it, at least.
It's something interesting is that I got some inside info about this war from SGL, and what they've told me after the war is that they weren't really happy with their lineup, and at the same time they weren't super prepared for the Triamids, even though they played Triamids themselves. They weren't super prepared for the matchup. They knew it was probably coming, but from what I got, they didn't test too much against it because they didn't expect it to be that big of a threat. They just expected it to be a trade deck for Fire Kings. And later on, they just told me that maybe going for multiple Thunder Dragons would have been the choice, but that would be only hindsight. It was a good war to see. It was a good war to watch. Probably the most interesting thing to me is the TG at the starter. It's funny that Rookies did it against a team that is also known to bring TGs. So they just pulled it off, got a win, and then eventually just lost the bad matchup in Fire King.
I'm actually surprised that SGL themselves started Blue Eyes as well. Because
okay,
both teams brought Blue Eyes, and obviously it hasn't done well at all lately. For rookies, it went 0-2, and I think other wars as well. Blue Eyes did really badly.
I'm pretty sure the Blue Eyes was the counter trap build. I saw them testing around with that. And it was because they were expecting Harpy as the starter. And the counter trap build normally should beat Harpies. However, the counter trap build doesn't do anything going second against TG because you cannot apply pressure by any means. Your only way to apply pressure to Star Guardian is just summoning alternative, and that's a one-off, so it doesn't do a lot.
yeah, and I mean as far as what you said, Buns, actually the only teams that brought Blue Eyes were Rookies, Shadow Game Links, and Duel Links Taiwan that we can tell. Maybe there's some that got repeated over, but we only saw those three, so it wasn't actually that common at all this week. So and it wasn't that common the week before either. It was played a bit more the week before, but it was just surprising to see. It maybe had some sort of plan with it. But unfortunately for them, they probably didn't expect rookies to open TG. Typically, can do decent into blue. But
Okay.
yeah,
Wait, can I talk?
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Like, I thought it was really interesting that they sent Thunder Dragon first time against the Cyber Dragons, and then changed it up to Fire Kings. Like, they felt like the Thunder Dragons was the best counter, but then they adapted like mid-match and probably changed their game plan. And I don't really understand that. Like, they raised the 2 Thunder Dragons for free there, like, with the repeat, and that's probably the reason why they really lost it. No?
From what I recall, the Thunder Dragon just kind of like bricked twice.
But why didn't they
And
send
side
the
rather
second...
like 5-card combo in one, so that was
But
something.
why didn't they send the second Thunder Dragon in then after?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same.
I think they had.
It was a completely different
We
build.
don't necessarily know the pair, but like they were playing. They were playing 2 different builds, and
Okay.
one was supposed to counter, the other wasn't. So that was
Yeah,
that
like,
was bad.
I actually this war was too early for me. I was like sleeping in, but from what I was told, and when I like looked back a little bit at the VOD, I heard that the first one was playing a bunch of hand traps, and the second one was playing the Karma Cut list. You know, the one with the OG Thunder Dragon and Karma Cut and stuff.
Yep.
So that's probably why they didn't send that Thunder Dragon in, just because of the not as good. Now the thing that's surprising, I don't know if this is true or not. Obviously SGL is they're not in the playoffs anymore, so they probably would say yes or no whether if they are in the chat right now. But there is suspicion that their second deck in that Thunder Dragon combo wasn't Onomat. So I'm, in hindsight, I think it's interesting to see whether or not maybe not repeating or going Onomat instead of Thunder Dragon there, or actually going Thunder Dragon there was the right choice. Obviously for them it didn't work out to do Thunder Dragon just because it didn't draw as well, but I wonder how differently the war would have been if they had chosen with Onomat, if the suspicion is true.
It's actually even more interesting because, like, the Thunder Dragon build with the hand traps is also supposed to counter Harpies to like some extent, right? Because you survive their big push and then you drop the Lavinier and kind of outgrind them, you know? And Onomat also serves the purpose to kill Harpies. And then you have 2 decks that should win against Harpies but lose to the same deck, which is Fire Kings, you know? That's also, I would say, not the way to go. If the second deck was Onomat, you know?
It also depends on what type of Onomat it was, like whether it was the 4-axis or the 6. By the way, I want to ask you guys in the chat, do you guys hear the music? If you guys don't, let me know, because it is pretty low for me, but I want to make sure you guys can hear it. I want to make sure it's not too loud, kind of in the background, so there's no dead. But yeah, Andy's here as well. Andy, you want to comment about this game?
Seems like he doesn't.
Okay.
Oh,
You call me? Did you say something?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I asked if you wanted to add anything about this match report.
I kind of came in the middle, but
Oh, I mean, anything you want to say.
yeah, I mean, Junior's Thunder Dragon's really good, you know? Like,
Yeah, he did go 1-1 with it. Obviously, Amayami being the the strongest player for rookies in this
it's
war.
really good deck, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I hate Andy, bro.
I think it is interesting they won without playing a single Harpy
What was
deck.
do you guys have the deck count written on the match report anywhere?
All right, we're gonna go into the next match report. Duel Links Taiwan versus Switcheroo.
This man out of here, bro.
10-9, Switcheroo winning versus Duel Links Taiwan. It's a very close war. Actually, Duel Links Taiwan had the lead at the middle part of the war. It was a 6-4 lead actually, but Misaka coming in. He's won a lot of games for them this season, and he clutched out the war. Anything you guys want to say, Davida? We can start with you.
Can we give MVP to Misaka? That guy just carries Switcheroo. Like it was one until like Misaka went on the table, and then the LTW was like, okay, guess we'll lose. Nothing we can do about that one. That's all I need to say, to be fair.
All right, Lordy, you have anything to add?
I think was it Misaka? Yeah, I think Misaka and Uno played this very well. Like I watched the Fire King games, and they like he did everything right. What I saw, like Ano in general is a very good player. Picked him in Fantasy League a few times, but he was kind of unlucky. Misaka, I felt like when we faced him before, or when I watched him, he did like too many misplays before, but now he's like stepping up his game, improving. Also with Harpies, he's insane. His hands and his plays, pretty good. Like, all respect to Switcheroo. Might see them in finals. Like they could win it.
Also, to be fair, actually, like there's one more thing to say. You're at a 9-9 situation, and like you're against mids. Everyone can be like, oh my god, maybe they have like a good deck against mids, and then their last deck is, it's effing water.
I think
Why?
This is as bad as the Fire King matchup, I think. Like, this is just so bad.
Water is bad.
Yeah, water
Is
is
there a
bad in
way?
general.
Is there a way for Sea Serpent Xyz to win against Trimids?
Is there a way for Sea Serpent XYZ to win at all?
Yeah,
Treacherous? Yep.
I really don't like the deck like in the current meta. It's just like it feels so underwhelming, you know.
Yeah, it's like theoretically the pair was like you're gonna lose to Fire Kings, then Water is supposed to beat Fire Kings, but it's such a shit deck that it can't really beat anything, and that cost them. Like if they had a Harpy or something,
It's
they
just a
could've won
bad
the war.
30 card Harpy, I feel like, because
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna beat Fire Kings, just like play Trimids, and it's not like they don't know that Trimids exist. As you can see earlier, they brought it, so like
You know, I
They
think
just
their thought
there's way better
process.
counters, you know.
It's really interesting to me because I think their thought process was water first, then automat, because the water would probably lose to like Harpies, the automat would beat the Harpies. But I think maybe either they didn't have a deck to send water into at the point in the war. But I really don't know what the purpose of bringing water was in that case, because if you look at the match report, they had a chance to send in a deck into Fire Kings, and to Uno's Fire Kings they sent Triamids. Okay, so they preferred Triamid over water into that matchup. Very understandable. Then they had a I think they had an instance
Had the
where
chance-
sorry, say that? What?
They had a chance to send it into Onomats, which is not.
Yeah, that's what I saw earlier too, but I actually don't think they had a chance to send into Automats because Vista won. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they did have a chance to send into Automats. Honestly, like, if you're not bringing it for Fire King, which at this point, if you're bringing Triamids, it makes absolute sense why you wouldn't send into Fire Kings. Like, I could see bringing into like some version of Automat being like some sort of idea. But if you look at this entire match report, like if you weren't gonna send it into any of those two decks, I don't know why it was really brought. Maybe there's some sort of thought process that we're missing here. But
I think the most likely scenario is just that Alice doesn't play Harpies or something. Because if you look at earlier, they have another pair of Onomot, and they pair it with Harpies, which is just like accomplishes almost the same thing, but maybe a little bit more consistently.
Yeah.
That could be true. Like they just don't have. They might have not had access to. He might have not had access to it, or doesn't feel comfortable playing it. So
Yeah.
I mean, at that
that
point,
could be the
bringing
case
better.
as well.
At that
Happens.
point, bringing two Onomats would have been better.
Yeah,
Or just
but
like
the thing is,
anything else, to be
Gallus
honest.
has played Trimid in the past. Like he could have played a
Yeah,
Trimid with the Onomad, but yeah, the water decision to bring it in the lineup really cost them that last game.
because that's
Like
essentially
he
bringing
he
9
would have
decks.
gone into a Trimid mirror, but like that's better than going water into Trimid still.
All right, so I have some data actually. Um, this is the first time in the entire season that Gallus actually got to play a game. Entire season, he was on the lineup before, but these were the first duels he had ever played. So, as far as the decks he plays, we have no idea. As far as Team Wars goes,
I think I might have saw it like last season or something that I've seen him playing Trimids then, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him on it. But yeah, whatever. Like yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's surprising that I mean, obviously Gallus was one of their best players. Actually, yeah, Gallus was one of their best players last season, and
Yeah,
actually, to correct myself, he was never on the lineup for all of the matches this entire season. This was the first time he was on the lineup and he got to play. So that was very um interesting. Also, we have a question in the
must have been
chat.
really,
Yeah, go
must
on.
have been really nerve-wracking being like, coming on like this is your first game in playoffs. You're the anchor. It's 9-9. Like you're up 9-8. Like I don't know, man. That's a little risky. I feel like I would have sent him in earlier, like if they were really like trying to play this deck, especially on the in the position that he was in.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the question in the chat. How can you join Team Wars to play? Right now we're in the semifinals, so unfortunately you won't be able to join. But when the next season starts, you can join the Discord server. Go to the Welcome Rules channel, uh, at the top of the server, and then there's like a Get Started section. You take a look at a few things, understand the format, post and looking for team. Write about what you've accomplished in the game, and the team will pick you up or try out or something like that. This goes for anyone that's wondering how you want. And obviously, in between seasons, we're gonna have events. We have a big $500 event planned that hasn't been announced yet. It will be announced later this week. But we have another question. When these players are playing, are they normally in a Discord chat with teammates discussing each player? Or do they let each other do their own plays? We have people from 4 different teams here that can talk about it, but my answer to that question is it really depends. Some teams do actually just get together in voice chat and discuss all the plays while the game is happening, like in a screen share or something. And other teams will just have the players play separately, and some teams do it mixed, depending on the player. If you guys want to add anything about that, please feel free to do so.
I've been with a lot of players, I would say. And it's really like some players play better when they're alone. Some players are too, say, nervous because like it's a team environment and your whole team like relies on you, I would say. And sometimes there's the point where your mind goes blank and you need to like, yo guys, what do I do here? And then it's good to have like someone telling you, yo, calm down. I don't know, summon in attack position. It's really different. Like whatever you prefer, you can do it. Everyone does well with any.
preference basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
some people prefer to play alone. Some prefer to play in voice chat.
If Bunt
Yeah,
plays in
I
voice, he
think
just DCs.
No, I never play in voice chat in general.
It's so funny. So rude.
I think it just depends from player to player. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's all you're allowed to VC with people, but it's like everyone has their own preference and like how they like to play.
Just don't pull a
Yeah.
myth yet.
Oh my god. I from my experiences, I've pretty much experienced all forms of um like VC alone, specific. And I would say for me the best was like just one other person in the call. Um just to so that there's not too many ideas going around that could waste time. Because I mean at the end of the day, we're all on the team for a reason, so like
Yeah.
you got to be good. You can't just be holding each other's hands, but having the one extra opinion is nice every now and then, or even like having your hype man.
Let's go.
Monster, God draw, stuff like that.
Yo,
Yeah.
Shaowz, MCS champ, uh,
Well,
Team Wars playoffs player, completely stumping. Let's go.
this is way before that.
That's me, boy. That's me.
Everyone needs a Gabe in their VC. Like, yo, you're insane.
Yeah, but that's my bad. Cut out. But that's also what I like about Team Wars, like just being with friends and winning together. It
Power
just,
So
of
wholesome.
friendship.
yeah, it feels really good.
So back to the game itself, or the match itself. If you look at the deck differences between the teams, Switcheroo has this basically pattern of for the past 3 weeks bringing the same 3 decks. Now we see Onomat as well, but seems like they found what's working for them. And those Trimid have actually done a lot of work for them in the past 3 weeks, having like I think the best win rate for them across the last 3 weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what they do this upcoming week. If they're gonna keep that same strategy, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. And maybe they just bring the same 4 decks again. But mini box is gonna be legal this week, so maybe they'll have some sort of spice there. But unless you guys have any comments about this game, we're gonna go into the next one.
I'm fine.
All right, next one it is Abusement Park versus Tier Zero. This was a highly anticipated game and at a very nice time too for majority of the world, 12 p.m. EDT on Sunday.
That's why we're so pog.
It's a very interesting war. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I really enjoyed this war because like it was a really well played war, I would say. Like there were only, I think, from -1 one misclick. Else, it was a beautiful game to watch, and also the casters were a pleasure to hear. Yep.
Yeah, it was
I
a
agree.
pretty fun war, honestly.
Says the one that went 4-2.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. This war was pretty back and forth at the beginning. Like, we started off with Sidra, and like, they had like the correct deck to counter it with the Thunder and the starter. So like, yeah, it started badly for us. And then we had a bad hand somewhat with Fire Kings, but yeah, Cairo after that came back a bit with, like Lordy said, that -1 misclicked with Trimits. But yeah, we had a lot of similar pairs. Like both teams had the Harpy Onomat twice. And yeah, basically we won the Onomat mirror, and that gave us the advantage to come back into the game. Basically, like my game against Terrific and Gold against Masarak in the mirror as well. The main difference in lineups, I guess, is the fact that Tier 0 brought a lot of Thunder Dragons, or like 2 Thunders, while we didn't really use it. So yeah, I guess we just capitalized like off some bricks from them and one misclick.
Yeah, I want to comment about what Lord said at the beginning. I had to disagree with you. I wouldn't say this was a very well played war. Actually, in fact, I'd say the reason
Damn.
like there were a lot of misplays. I watched the entire war and discussed it with the other people. There were a lot of misplays. I know the wound is still fresh, but like TZ knows this. Like you know, they know that they could have played better in some instances. Like there was a you know, a mistake in Tooney's Harpies game, or you know, the mistake in -1's tree mid game, and I think one
I
or two
think
other misplays
we have
too. But those two misplays cost them both duels. Like Tooney definitely could have won his game, Harpies versus Fire King, which would have meant that Tooney would have given them a 4-1 lead to start off the war. That's pretty significant.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I remember.
And
yeah.
I mean, like this war went from a potential 4-1 to a to a to a
3-3.
to a 4-3.
4-3.
Yeah, to a 4-3. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. It could have been 4-1, 4-2 with counterpick, but instead it became 4. So, I think that allowed APK to come back by just definition, but also APK themselves played quite well. I think for them, like, to be honest, I
think
stopped.
we
I didn't
had
watch the
one
end of the
bad
war, but
game.
yeah, I think Luxon
think
had a
we had
mistake
w-
in one of his games. He's probably gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, the Harpy game against Tooney. We could have gone for game through Temperance, but we made an XYZ. So yeah, the second game we would have had lethal, but we basically went for XYZ, which was a mistake at the time. So yeah, that also affected the beginning of the war.
Oh, okay. So you're saying he could have won?
Yeah, he had game
Oh, okay.
if he didn't XYZ.
Oh, I didn't know
basically.
that actually. Oh wow. So I mean, yeah. So like on one hand, it could have been 4-1 for EZ, and then on the other hand, it could have been 1-1 for.
Was it a technical misplay? Like, were you playing around another hand trap maybe, or was it like really
Well, the thing
the
is,
only way
like,
to win?
we would have lost to Olevianier regardless. So
Mhm.
our hope was to go for game through a temperance or no hand trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had game through the temperance if we didn't go for XYZ with the swallow's nest, but instead we made the spider. So yeah, and then next turn I think we got Levinier, then lost, something like that.
Okay.
I think something that's worth noting is that Easy did have that hard read though on the opener. PD was basically the worst case scenario for APK, given what their opening combo was. So Easy strategically really had that lineup to be successful, and they were 3-0 to begin off. Could have been even a bigger margin, but it really, like you said earlier, Buns, that automat mirror really just really set the way for you guys to just grab this word, keep it in your hands, and just run away with it, and which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, what's really interesting is that them opening Thunder Dragon, which they probably, you know, which APK probably did not expect, forced APK in a position where they had to send the Fire King early, and not only because the Fire King lost, because of that, now for the remainder of the war, they had to send combos in the order that they did not prefer, which is why you got into a mirror match in the first place, because your combo, Buns, was supposed to be automat
Yeah,
first, then
it's
Harpies, and
supposed to
so
go
it
the
became a
other way
luck.
around.
Yeah, like luck became a big factor for you guys because TZ had put you in a unfavorable spot strategically, but because you know, the misplays really held TZ back from growing that lead, and you know, I guess the in that automat mirror, the luck wasn't really in their favor. that allowed
Yeah,
you
but
that won
like
you the
one
game, and
thing
then their
though,
strategy fell apart.
one thing I want to add though is like we had two of that Onomat Harpy pair, but my build was the Bounder build with
Yeah.
Sister and stuff. So that's why I was sent in first, because I knew they would definitely send Onomats, and I know they play the rank 4 build. And that rank 4 build really struggles to OTK against a Bounder plus a monster. So I felt like I had the better chance to win a mirror than
Yeah.
Gold did, because his build was also the rank 4.
Yeah, that's a good point. And obviously, like that was a saving grace for you guys. Like even with the disadvantage, like on strategy, like with them opening TD and stuff, it was still not like absolutely terrible for you guys. And winning that mirror really put you guys in a really good spot, because the thing that's really bad about the Onomat Harpy pair is that you lose the mirror, Onomat mirror. Like if you have to send it Onomat first and you lose the Onomat mirror, then your combo basically gets which is what
Yeah.
happened to Terrific. Like he won one game and then both decks got destroyed by Onomat. And of course Chris had that I mean, that's the thing about Onomat nowadays. You go Excalibur. I remember that board specifically. You went Excalibur Samurai, and you know that OTKs through any hand trap. And
Yeah, I believe he
Chris,
had one hand trap at the time, and it obviously wasn't enough, so he just
right?
didn't bother using it to not reveal what hand trap he was running.
Yeah, yeah, and like obviously, he did win the second duel, but um, you really need like a board, really, and he didn't have that in the first. It looked like it might be possible for Mazarek to come back near the end, but lost another Onomat mirror, and it was all she wrote at that point. Coming back then, but overall, I want to say I think like it's really unfortunate for TZ how their season ended, because they hadn't, you know, they were a standard for throughout the season, playing really well, but I'm sure they're disappointed with how their season ended. For APK, you know, they came up to the occasion, and although there wasn't really the start they wanted, they persevered and played well, and that helped them win the game. Anything anyone else wants to add? Yeah, go ahead, Lordy.
Yeah, I feel like this season was really sad for TC. Like, their start was awful. I'm just gonna say it like that. And then they came back, they won every game, they performed, and then they lose like this in playoffs. It's probably really frustrating.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that's what it just be like that sometimes, you know. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
there's a lot more factors involved than just, you know, how much time you put into the game. So everyone
Yeah.
can't win, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I relate to them a lot. Like, Davida is here as well, one of my teammates this season. TZ basically lost in the same way that we I would say like we were in a similar position where we read the opponent really well, but we just didn't play as well as them, and that's why we lost. And that happens, right? Like the opponent was the better team that day, and in this case, I'd say APK was the better team. You know, like
Yeah.
if you don't play well, you know, you can't ask for a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're finished with this one, right?
Yep, we're gonna go on to the next one. Final.
Oh boy.
This one honestly
Ooh.
was way too long. 4 hours.
It was like 4.5 hours or something.
Yeah,
It was nuts.
I really didn't like the Fire King mirrors. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch them. I just tabbed out because I don't know what happened there. I know Hegelian Boy DC'd and or maybe it
Yeah, he
doesn't
did DC
say
in one of them,
doesn't
in
say
the first
DC
one.
on the match report, but I could have sworn it was a DC.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Okay,
It
so
was
maybe
the
the match
second.
Yeah,
report.
I fell asleep in the parking mirror and woke up after the match ended. I'm not lying.
I mean, you could have fallen asleep.
I pretty much watched the whole thing closely. I don't know how I managed to do that, but
The thing is, you could have fallen asleep in Fire King Mirror and woke up 2 hours
And
later
woken
with still a Fire King Mirror.
Still Fire King there, yeah.
Yeah, you could have woken him in the other
uh,
Fire King mirror too.
Well,
I
This
mean,
is-
the
you
first,
said
the
it.
first Fire King mirror was saved by DC. It was early game. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
turn
that's
8.
true.
The
yeah,
second
yeah, I
one-
didn't fall
the
asleep
second
fast
one,
enough
we-
for that
we
one.
were- We were around for the whole dance for the second one.
Yeah,
The whole,
I even
uh,
think it
stage
took
match.
like nearly 45 minutes.
Jeez. Yeah, I remember,
No,
dude. It was
They
four.
just played it out.
It was 4-4, and there was already an hour and 30 minutes, and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So one thing about this war, very similar to the last one we just talked about, TZ versus APK, is Diffusion started 3-0, and then SunClan came back and actually had a 9-8 lead. So SunClan was in a position to win the war. Again, I think like Wounded's still a little bit fresh, but Minato had a game to win the war and bring SunClan back to the semifinals after 6 seasons. But unfortunately, you know, it just didn't happen, and Yano took it home for Diffusion to bring them back into the semis, second time since joining the league. But
Yeah.
this was a really close war, and aside from, you know, jokes with the Fire King mirror, this was actually a entertaining war. Aside from the Fire King, and the ending of the war was actually really like Twitch chat was really into it. The chat was really enjoyable. The game was really enjoyable. Yeah, I think the last part of the war, like I would say, like when Yano came in, that part of the war from Yano coming in till the end, that's one of the best like endings of a war, or like best like last parts of a war I think of all time. I don't know about saying one of the best matches of all time, Hazy, because you know, Fire King mirror, but I guess in this meta there's only so much you can ask for.
And the best thing about this was like
The casting is great
Jano-
too.
Also, yeah. And Jano, before the game, he even said, like, people were asking, yo, you think live 20 cards is the right way? And he's like, I'm gonna win with Glyph 100%. And he actually did it. Like, he knew it from the start, even before the match began. He knew he would win it because of Glyph.
His deck was 20 cards?
Yes,
Yeah, it was
20 card
20 cards with
RP.
Wait,
Yeah.
really? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
What?
Absolute animal. Complete
What the hell?
beast. Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy.
What the hell?
So mad props to Diffusion for winning with 4 players in their lineup instead of 5. From the moment they decided to bring Lordy, it was just like throwing 2 wins.
The moment whoever wrote the lineup and put your name in it, it was like, come on.
mean, the thing is,
the blood sacrifice.
Yeah, I was like, what they say is like, one ginger sacrifice gives us the win. And it's like, it's true.
It is true.
I die for the
Sometimes
team.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta take one for the boys, you know?
Yeah, one thing
This
that's
war,
actually
I like this one.
one thing that's
This war was
worth.
pretty cool.
Yeah, one.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. One thing that I thought was really unfortunate for SunClan, they opened 30 card Harpies, and Diffusion opened big Fire Kings. I don't remember if it was 30 card. I think it was 30 card. And typically,
It was.
big Harpies wins that matchup. Typically, most people would say that it's at least 60-40 for big Harpies, and if you tech it even more for that matchup, like not side deck, like niche
Yeah, karma
cards, but like, you know, like playing Karma Cut and stuff like that, yeah, over like other discard cards, it makes it even more favorable for the 30 card Harpies. So seeing SunClan go 0-2 there actually does hurt a little bit, like as a spectator, to see that they didn't get rewarded for having a good matchup twice. They used a
I
repeat too.
think
I feel really
It
bad
was-
for them in that situation. You'd think that maybe they could have won this war had, I mean, it being a 10-9, I know circumstances change, but it's like
Yeah.
they could have at least gotten one there, and it's really sad that they didn't. I feel bad for them.
It was I think the second game he didn't play it well.
Oh, okay.
Not to like
Yeah.
rat on
Yeah,
him or
I
anything. He
think
played
at
it
the
pretty
start,
bad.
like the second
Yeah.
game from Adobo and first game of Vizcaya, both games were winnable for them, but
Yeah,
I think they
both.
played it kind of bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
like
more so probably like a nerves thing, or like they
Yeah,
just
probably.
weren't in tune with the games. It just wasn't that great to watch with them. And then Lorenzo pretty much just walked all over them with the fire king.
Yeah.
It was really
Yeah.
sad to see.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm-
think what
Mhm.
happened in the first game was like Adobo opened a bunch of Divine Wrath and lost to Arvata
Yeah, he
beatdown.
bricked, right?
So
Yeah, the
that's
first
how
game
the
he
Yeah.
three
bricked.
losses happened.
But
did he trigger Destiny Draw the second game for nothing? I think, right? And in the Triamid game, the Sphinx in attack.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Like I
But-
would say we won deserved because of like we played better, but like
Yeah.
I still respect Sunclan as a team, and
Yeah.
enjoyed it even though I went 0-2, as always.
Well, you know,
But-
as long as the team is winning, you know, it doesn't matter what your score is. You know,
True, team and shit.
yeah, team wars,
Yeah,
not I wars.
Yeah. Go team.
But it was after that, you know, after the debacle between those two, Heg came through with his very nostalgic self, actually streaking. It was very nice.
Mhm.
You know, he after he DC'd, he activated something within him to then take 3 games with Harpies to bring it back somewhat. And those were pretty cool. Overlord, of course, but I think it would be best to throw in your blood sacrifice into someone who's going bananas, you know, as opposed to like
True.
Yano, who's, you know, had his count on the line. So
You know when like Goku powers up when someone else gets hurt? That was
Yeah.
Shano.
By the way, guys,
Yeah.
if you have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube. We have big things planned for our YouTube right now. We're uploading all previous matches to our YouTube as they happen, including this Team Wars talk. In the future, we're going to have clips, highlights, and all sorts of things for next season and stuff on our YouTube. We have some big things planned. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. Big things are coming. Yeah, go on.
all games. I will say that in the last games, the second to last game, so that he had a hand or a lead because he had open like swallows nest or something like that, but he took a different route and ended up having game, which pretty much cost him the game because it let Yano kind of just gain the momentum and win that was the mirror match. So and I think part of that had to do with when we were talking about earlier the VC. When you have a lot of opinions, sometimes the correct move can be drowned out, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And it'd be kind of interesting to see. Well, I mean, he would have won if it was lethal. If it was, as they say, it was lethal play. It was also with, you know, Glyph, the true MVP. They would won the whole war. So it just goes that, you know, mistakes can be made just from talking to people. You know, like you have to be focused.
Yeah, for sure.
And it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. You know, Diffusion will take those every day of the week. The war was still entertaining to watch, despite that. You know, it was still pretty close.
And it seems like, you know, based on our discussion, for those that actively watched the war, I had it open on the side, so I wasn't really super watching. But it seems like Sunclan had some mistakes in there at the beginning from both Adobo and Vizcaya that really held them back. But in the end, the team that played better won, I guess, is what we're trying to say here, right?
Essentially, the lineups for both teams are pretty well built. I mean, what we see here is what's we would consider the best decks in the meta and for this format. So there's no like crazy like blue eyes or water dead. People were bringing that for a
interesting
while.
for me was that they didn't bring any Thunder Dragons or TG, which I thought they would. Like,
Oh,
Did
yeah,
you just say
I could see
TG?
Thunder Dragon. I
yeah,
don't know why
yes,
I
I
said-
was spamming TG. What I know of.
You're expecting TG?
Yes, yes, I was spamming it in like scrims, and
Oh,
I
that's
even
nuts.
think,
Yeah, Yasuo
What?
didn't play.
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's what we thought. Like, that's really weird that Yasa didn't even play. Maybe he was scared.
I don't know, man. Yasuo is like, I wouldn't know. He has too much wisdom to be scared. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
but-
I thought that was
I
kinda
think
weird
he
that
got
didn't come
home
through.
late for this war. I think he got home like the middle of the match or something.
Oh, see,
Ah,
I
okay.
could see that. Yeah, it's tough. That's why Heg did well, because he still had the OG genes, the Sun Clan genes to carry on instead of Yasuo.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
he was wearing both of the rings from him and Yasa. He had
Yeah.
the power. Hmm.
I mean, this war was the closest, and it was the longest as well. I think we can all agree that it was a very,
Hard fought.
yeah, a really hard fought, like a grindy war, to say the least.
Yeah.
Like so many rooms for mistakes throughout the war.
Mhm.
Like even like I know, although it might not be as the most fun thing to watch, but Fire King mirrors can get. The longer a game is, the more room there is for mistakes. So, props to Diffusion against APK this week, and pull this up. Wasn't actually fair. But we're gonna talk about the next segment is the top 4 predictions, semifinal match. So we have while I'm putting it up on the screen, I'm gonna say it verbally. We have Rookies versus Switcheroo. They're playing first at 9 a.m. EDT on Saturday. And then we have APK versus Diffusion playing on Sunday at 1 p.m. EDT. So I'm going to get on the screen. The upcoming match is graphic with the EDT timing and the JST timing for any of our Eastern viewers that are currently watching. All right, there we go. We have it up on screen. So this is the EDT timing upcoming matches graphic, something we're doing as we grow into a more global league. We're going to have 2 upcoming matches graphics every week. This is going to carry over into next season. One is going to be for EDT timing for those that are, in the western part of the
America.
world, whether that's, North America or Brazil, South America, or Europe. And then we're going to have one with JST timing for our Korean players audience, our Taiwanese, Chinese, and Japanese audience, Indonesian audience. So hopefully this will make viewing a lot easier to follow. For Japan, Rookies versus Switcheroo is going to be at 10 p.m. I think this is the same time zone for Korea as well. And fortunately for them, Abusement Park versus Diffusion is going to be at 2 a.m. So that's going to be pretty late for them. But that Switcheroo Rookies game at a really good time. Saturday night game for them. But we're going to take a look at it from EDT timing for now. Let's start with Andy, as he's on the top of the VC right now. Andy, what is your thoughts about this Rookies versus Switcheroo? They last played last season playoffs.
Yeah, I was
top eight,
gonna say they played last season. Switcheroo won
Yep.
in playoffs, right?
and ended up winning the entire thing. Yeah.
I actually think Switcheroo has like You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they have like a really high win rate in this matchup.
Yeah, I don't think Rookies has ever beaten Switch.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So it's like you choose between like historically who has won the most, but also like you really want Switcheroo to win again. Like so.
Well, if you're switcheroo, probably.
Yeah. So in light of recent events, I'll say I'll give Switcheroo my vote. But
I mean, Drizzle's like one thing. We're only talking about like the Team Wars record because I mean, this is like a Team Wars game, so completely different format and stuff.
yeah. And I wouldn't
But
say
another
I
thing
didn't,
is
I
it's a
wasn't the
different.
one that said never. I just said like
Yeah,
Switcheroo's like won a lot.
yeah,
But
yeah.
in terms of the second one, dang, is there anyone from DF in this call right now?
Yes.
Yeah, Lord.
Yes.
Lord.
Dang, it's hard. There's one of each. Dang. Is there a world where they can both lose? I think. I think. Honestly, I think Abusement Park is looking not stronger, but like it looks like they're on like a better stride. You know what I mean? Like I think Diffusion's war was a lot closer versus like a perceived weaker team. You know?
Interesting.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I
it seems
don't,
like
but I
APK had
respect
like a smoother route to where they are right now, whereas like Diffusion really had to fight.
Yeah, exactly. And then especially if you consider like who their top 8 opponents were, I just feel like just like based off of that alone, I think like unbiasedly, it seems like Abusement Park is yeah, like they just have things together better right now.
Yeah, that does actually make. Trying to find the. Oh, okay. So actually, I was wrong. Rookies didn't play Switcheroo last season in the playoffs. They were supposed to if they beat BZ, but Rookies lost 7-10 to BZ last season in the playoffs. So I think we're probably thinking of season 7
Yeah.
where that happened.
Mhm.
Because I remember specifically there was a game where Rookies played Switcheroo last and that happens. Pull that up right. Remember, because I remember.
We're about to see some old deck.
Oh yeah, this is about to be a blast to the past. If I can
It's 2
find
seasons
this.
ago. Ooh.
What was the meta back then? Like E-Saver, Dark Lords?
Probably Sabers for sure, because Sabers lasted forever.
Okay, I guess it wasn't
but
this season. Am I just delusional? Like, am I
Sabers, sure,
remembering
Nui.
things? Apparently, Rookies didn't even make playoffs.
They won a season, right?
No,
Yeah, they were
Rookies
I wonder if
have
they
never
really
won
is.
Team Wars. Farthest they got
They-
was
they were,
second place
like,
in season
when
4.
yeah, right. I think they
Oh,
beat us
yeah,
in
yeah.
top 4, like Rookies against Phoenix.
Yeah,
I
that was the
remember
season
that.
4.
Yeah, that was
the
the season they got to finals against Smogon.
Oh yeah,
I
right.
hated that season. Oh, don't bring it up. The pain and misery.
I think we beat you, right, Shaowz?
No, we beat you, but we were supposed to play in finals. It was supposed to be Blessed versus Phoenix finals, and then
Ah,
we
yeah,
both got
right.
finessed.
Wait,
Have
we
they
we
not?
both
Yes.
played in top 4, right?
Yeah, we did.
Used. When did they last play? I feel like they've played a lot, but I can't find an old match report.
It was probably in off season, like not off season, in like normal season, not playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with Kamikaze in the chat. They're probably the best team that have not won. That has not won team. That's probably true. Like historically, I think that's very true.
I think Phoenix is also
APK
like
has a good.
pretty up there.
I don't know,
has a
man.
good-
Rookies goes like 8-2, 9-1 every season.
I mean, Phoenix
said-
made
Yeah,
playoffs like all seasons.
Rookies
Oh, never
APK
mind.
has a good.
I mean, Phoenix gone
ride
3-7
up-
twice. I'm not. I mean,
Okay, okay.
I mean.
Phoenix?
This season doesn't count. This season.
Oh,
doesn't
Said
okay,
count.
Phoenix?
okay. Well,
Sorry.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm just saying. Like, I see what you're trying to say, but I mean,
Yeah.
Rookie.
yeah, you're
Hazy,
right.
you're gonna have to get the
Definitely
link for
one of the
me
best.
so I can pull
Definitely
that
one
up.
of the best. Rookies is definitely one of the best in terms of, under that category.
I mean, I don't even think it's close. Like, I get like, Maybe
Their worst
BZ
record
actually
was a
BZ's up
6
there
and 4.
too. I guess BZ's up there too.
I mean, are you talking historically or like right teams that are still around right now, or like teams that are still where they are right now?
Yeah,
mean,
I would say
historically,
I would say
probably Tip, right?
Well,
well, but like Tip was
there's like Tip, there's FM, like TZ haven't won either, right? Like,
Did
you know,
FM
Oh,
go
that's so sad.
like? How far did FM go
They
this
went to
season
top
or
4
in general?
yeah, they're
a couple like 2 seasons ago, I think.
three.
And they or 3 yeah, lost to
Okay.
Yeah, I
JP,
guess you're
but
right.
they
Like
lost to
I
us.
was thinking, I'm thinking of current teams, but historically current team.
Well,
That's-
even current teams, they're still TZ, right? Like,
Yeah, that's true. TZ is up there.
Did
But
TZ
the
make
thing is, like,
finals?
No,
when I think
but
of
like
TZ, I think of
No.
compared
like
to rookies have performed better consistently every season. TZ had some somewhat bad seasons. The Rookie's worst season was a 6 and 4 where they didn't make playoffs. But
Yeah.
besides that, I think they've always like done 7 and 3,
No, but
8 and 2.
also like Rookie's been here so much longer than TZ, so that's why TZ didn't come into mind. Like as like a, you know, a team that's
and
been
that's fair.
yeah, like so the FM is
Yeah.
actually a good point because FM farthest they got was actually top 4 once. FM is actually a very good point. FM rookie, I guess it's not as close as I thought it was. With rookies, BZ, TZ, FM, definitely 4 of those teams are up there that are still around.
Buns is molding right now. He's like, where's APK?
Well, I mean, APK is
Yeah,
still in the
I'm like,
playoffs, so
Nah,
they have a chance.
It was Shaowz who said that. I know
I
that
said
rookies are
APK
the
was
Buns didn't even
participant.
say
I was
anything,
like-
and I can feel him molding. Like, I
Oh.
can feel the
They
energy.
just-
I mean,
Nah,
APK is
like,
in the
I
bracket
know-
right now.
I
We're
know,
not
like,
talking
every
really.
season,
Yeah.
except for one. Like
I mean, APK missed the like playoffs, right?
Yeah, twice. But that's 5-5.
Yeah.
last season didn't count. I was on the team and like I sucked, so it was fair.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Then they removed you and Wayne. It's actually the
And then
Wayne
now-
curse.
yeah,
No,
they
it was the
removed
Wayne
me, and
curse.
Now they're in top
It was the
4.
Wayne curse. Sorry, no, don't take it on yourself, bro. It was the Wayne curse. You know, they
This is
removed.
the second time APK's been in top 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last time was
we,
season
we've
5.
lost to like Tip, I think, in the last time in top 4.
Yeah. I still remember before that war, Taha was like, "Yeah, we're gonna see you in finals." I'm like, "Sure."
Oh my god.
Yeah. I remember earlier this season I said see you in playoffs, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Damn. Well, I'm retired, so even if BNP made playoffs, you wouldn't have seen
Oh,
me.
true. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, when divisions were revealed, I was like, "Hey, Andy, see you in playoffs," and he was, "Yep."
Sure.
Expecting too much from a man that can't count deck size. What?
Oh,
Yeah, I like this pasta in the chat right now. Wait, did
I mean,
Hazy
I'm a caster.
did Hazy get back to
I'm a
me?
caster.
He said 2020. What season was that?
What?
that was
February 20.
last year.
Wait, is that? Did you write it in European format or NA format? August 2nd? Is that last
That
season?
was
I think
season
that's like season 6.
7, right? Okay.
Bro, Hazy, why do you write it like that? No one on team, or like literally the entire server, stopped writing it like that for a reason because NA and EU people are always confused.
Hey, people are
Yeah.
confused.
We literally don't write it like that for a reason. Season 6? Really? A year ago was season 6? Are you serious?
I mean, if it's February, if it's August, then yeah, it would be like season 7 or 8. But I don't
Holy
know
crap.
what format he's writing in.
No, he's writing in February. He's saying it's NA format.
Didn't go season 6 into summer
Yeah.
or
Alright.
season 7?
I'm taking a look right now. Okay.
Sure, it's season 7, but season 6 kind of that seems pretty long.
Yeah, like
EMP versus
season 6
rookies?
started in
Nope, that's not what I want. Are you sure you
in
have the right
October,
date?
no?
Or am I just Pepega? Yeah, what? Oh, okay, sorry, it was week 10, not the playoffs. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so Suture didn't make playoffs that season.
Mm, King Halo was playing season 6, right? Like more than now.
Week 9. Oh, okay.
It's interesting. The time
Wait,
flies.
Okay,
Jeez.
okay. I found it. Thank you. I know where the APK versus Diffusion previous match is. We're gonna talk about that in a sec. We're gonna
Oh no,
bring
oh
back
no.
some bad memories, unfortunately, for the
I don't want to see
two
it.
APK
I
people.
don't want to.
Pull him up.
I don't want to see it, Tom. I don't want to see it.
Um,
Oh my
Was it
God.
the Lorenzo streak?
It was.
It was
I don't
Herbal.
remember.
Herbal with Trimints.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got booty blasted by Drizzles. Oh my God.
Pepe got 4, yeah.
all right, so this is the
Yo.
last time Switcheroo and Rookies played, and as Andy and I said,
Oh, Share New Grass. That deck was so poggers.
this was a week 9, so this was not a high stakes match for Rookies because they were already accomplished for the playoffs. Actually, I think this was one of their only losses that season. They ended up going. My Discord stops lagging. I could tell you guys.
And 6. Yo, Poozer and Janocast.
So Rookies went 8-2 that season. This was one of their 2 losses. Switcheroo actually ended up going 5-5 that season. So they really needed this win. Actually, they were 3-5 when before this war happened. So they were already out of the playoffs, whether they won this or not. But they still came to win. And we see names that we actually don't see as often anymore. I don't think I've seen Hiyama play, Azukichi play, or Simon play
Simon.
as of late. So I think this is a
think
bad.
Matsu even quit, right?
Oh, maybe. Misaka though is there. And
Misaka's like the only one.
he's been
I
playing.
think
Yeah.
Yama plays Magic now.
Oh wow. Okay, now
Okay,
listen. Listen to this. Look at the rookie side. Goburin. I don't think I've seen that name this season. Kinotama. I remember I saw Kinotama's name a lot in the past, but not much this season. Alain is still there.
Yeah.
Karakagun is still there, I think. But yeah, these teams have changed a lot, and obviously it's been a year since now, so they've keep improving their roster by removing players that aren't playing the games anymore. But I think this is gonna be. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I think this is gonna be the most exciting match of the entire season thus far. Rookies versus Switch. I think these two teams have some of the highest ceilings teams in the league, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm curious to see how Rookies approaches this war after not bringing any Harpies or Onomats the previous week, which have been the 2 most played decks. Triamid being the 3rd, I think, or maybe Triamid is 2nd and Onomat is 3rd. Switcheroo has brought basically the same lineup. 8 out of 10 decks has been the same the past 3 weeks, so we'll see if Switcheroo changes anything up. But Switcheroo does have a number on Rookies, so we'll see if Rookies can win this week and make the finals once again after 5 seasons. Anything else you guys want to add about Rookies versus Switcheroo while I pull up the APK Diffusion match?
I think rookies are really good at adapting to their opponent lineups. Like especially if a team like Switcheroo is constantly bringing very similar lineups. Even though rookies don't really use a lot of the top decks, they're really good at surprising their opponent with their Sidras or whatever rogue deck they bring.
Unconventional strategies.
Yeah, so I
Good way to
think
put
it's
it.
gonna be in Rookie's favor, honestly, if Switcheroo doesn't change up their strategy.
I agree with Buns 100%. I think I'm also just a massive simp for Dark Lords. So if they bring Dark Lords again, then I'll be happy. So, and Cyber Dragon. Like, I think it'll definitely be entertaining though. Like if there's anything that it is for sure, it's gonna be a fun war.
Yeah, sure.
All right. And as we mentioned earlier, the second game is APK versus Diffusion happening on Sunday at 1 p.m. EDT. And if you're in eastern part of the world, it's going to be Monday 2 a.m. JST, Japanese Standard Time. And let's take a blast to the past real quick. APK versus Diffusion. This was last season, week 10. APK needed this win in order to make the playoffs.
We both did. It wasn't just both teams needed.
Okay, both teams needed to
Yeah.
make the playoffs, and unfortunately for APK, they weren't able to come out with the win
Like this.
in this game. But here is the match report. Unfortunately, for APK, I think it really came down to, Tenma's mistakes in the versus Urbel and Buns' DC. Speaking of Urbel, I feel like it's the last time Urbel played the game because I haven't seen his name since
Yeah,
then.
right?
Like, he literally
He flipped
carried
TTH
Diffusion to the
3 times in a
playoffs
row
in this
and
war
dipped.
and then just dipped.
He flipped up TTH 4 games in a row and dipped. That's crazy. It'd be
The
like
thing
that
is,
sometimes,
like-
though.
But like my DC, Herbal showed me his hand and I would have lost that. It's not like the last time I DC'd, bro. Last time I DC'd against SEM when I did half game. But this time it was pretty hopeless. Like, yeah, the Witchcraft versus Triamid games going badly for us is what turned the war around, basically.
And I
was
bricked at the
unfortunate.
end. My last game of my whole career, it was a bad Chris Strong brick. So sad.
Yeah, Herbal will probably quit, he said, if he doesn't find like a new account to play on, because he doesn't like the reason he doesn't play is because he doesn't have any decks that are relevant right now. Like, he played with Blue Eyes a bit, but it's like, Blue Eyes is not a thing anymore, and so Herbal is not a thing anymore. Which is sad, but we hope he comes back, you hope he comes back, and that's probably it.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody want to play. Like, this game's too expensive. Nobody trying to. Especially when you don't like the game as much. Like, feels even worse. Ain't nobody trying to do that.
Yeah.
All I
I
can
think,
say
like,
is, season 10 is one last ride. BNP Ultimate, everybody's back. I mean, what?
Was this
Everyone is here.
early transfer news league?
Timmy, let's go.
Everyone is here. That's funny.
Also, we're getting Tutpup back.
Yeah,
Progress?
everyone.
The other day I
Everyone's
talked-
back.
Okay,
Wigan,
well, you heard it here
you know?
first. Mazurek and McMurphy are coming back to BMP. Sorry, TC. Andy just told.
Yo, McMurphy's on Diffusion, what do you mean?
Oh, sorry, Diffusion too. My bad.
I mean, he didn't type a single time, but he's on there.
I
Getting-
think he basically left the game after Desperado nerf.
Hey, Tenma, cool story, bro. No one cares.
yeah.
Damn,
True.
dog.
Then
Damn.
Out for blood. Don't let Tara talk to you like that, bro.
Yo, by the way, Tatpub, I talked with him the other day. Like, he's playing TFT again, and we were about
Wait,
to play,
really?
but I had to go.
Wait, he's
Yeah.
playing TFT again?
Yeah. Like,
He didn't tell us
said
that.
he
That's not what he told
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's not what you told me either.
Okay.
Maybe he just told you he's
Couple
playing.
He said
He just
no.
told you he's playing.
I literally rode with him in game because I joined his lobby, and
Ah.
he
Top
said
Up is
like,
only really friends with Lord. That's what that means.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
holy
guess so.
shit. Yo, what's
True
up,
friends.
Brainstorm?
Taha, he's cheating on you.
yeah, he said both his accounts are diamond right now, so I guess he's playing a little bit, Mm-hmm. Sucks to be you, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, aside
Sure.
from all the jokes, let's chat a little bit about
The matchup.
Yeah, so I bought a sit stand desk recently. It's like one of those desks that you can, can stand up and it goes up, and then you can sit down and it goes down. I bought it because my back's like been ergonomically like not as good, just because, you know, sitting at home for majority, whether it's studying or
Carrying his team.
whether
Yeah.
it's doing random dueling trap or like teamwork or whatever, or actually studying, like my back wasn't doing well, so I didn't know how to do this one obvious part for the table, and I was on VC with Tenma and I asked him and he literally like answered within seconds, and I felt stupid afterwards. So shout outs to Tenma for helping me with that. But anyway, back to this Diffusion APK playing again. For me, I think the APK's plan for winning, or not plan for winning, but like their keys to victory really comes down to the same way they won versus Tier 0. They have to make sure they play well. They have to make sure that their strategical options either match or are better than what Diffusion has. And if they accomplish both, I think APK will win. And for Diffusion, they have to also not misplay. As we just saw when we looked at the 4 match reports, any team that misplayed basically lost, or
Right,
misplayed
they
more.
have to sacrifice Lordy again.
So I think
I mean,
yeah, I think APK will need to play really well, and you know, try to surprise or, you know, Diffusion strategically, or beat him on the strategy. And I think Diffusion will just have to play well and do the same. I think this is a really close matchup, and I think anyone can win. As long as the same thing that we see in the match report doesn't happen, I think it's gonna come down to 10-8, 10-9. But it's really hard to say who's gonna win. Just like the other match, Rookies Switch, really hard to say who's gonna win.
I think Lorenzo is just gonna go 9-1 or 9-2 and just end it all.
Well,
He
no
Like,
didn't
bias
even
at
go
all with that.
positive the last time. He didn't even
We
go
did.
positive the last time, bro.
What do you mean he didn't go positive? He ran 3-2. Oh, this?
No, I
Oh,
mean
you mean on
against
this
us.
one? I
Yeah.
mean, ASAP played, and ASAP doesn't really play anymore, right?
He was on our lineup last week.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh yeah,
I
that
get.
is actually true. Herbel is gone from Diffusion and Drizzles is gone from Diffusion. That played in this war, and then for APK only, Shaowz is not on the team anymore. So
On the team in spirit.
I mean, Tenma is also not that active, right?
oh, he is active. What are you talking about?
He's active.
Okay, I guess. All the boys coming back. Oh,
Season
come
10,
on.
Pog.
Everybody is here.
Everybody is here. Everyone coming back.
Yeah, Sanosuke or and Max.
If anyone has an account, DM me. I'll give you some compensation.
Drizzle's
Yeah.
coming back for this games.
By the way, Drizzles could join a team right now, right? Since he was free agent.
Yeah, technically he could. So could Shaowz.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dang.
All right, it's time for Shaowz.
Retired squad.
All right, it's time for
APK Drizzles? What?
Diffusion Shaowz. What?
What? Well, I'm not.
Yo, it's time
joining.
for Drizzles and Shaowz to start off. Continue where they left off.
Match.
Continue where they left
Yeah.
off. They Drizzles got the best of Shaowz last time, but I think we.
Yeah, I need to get my revenge on this lad. My weather painter heart didn't need to be pierced the way it did that day.
Oh my god.
You deserved it.
Yeah, so that was the match report. I'm gonna hide it now, and we're gonna go back to the upcoming matches. Graphic. We're getting to the point where you have to wrap things up. One thing I want to note, guys. Andy and I will be on my stream, not this channel, but on my stream, twitch.tv/Taha. What we're gonna be doing is we wanted to do something fun, and we're going to take all the logos for all Team Wars teams from season 1.
The history of Team Wars.
Yeah, from history of Team Wars from season 1 until now, and we're gonna make a tier list about which logos look the coolest. So if you're bored and you wanna listen to what logos we think are the best looking, then tune in after this stream is over. We'll probably host me, but keep in mind we are not ranking how good a team is, just their logo only. So if we put
Yeah.
your logo in F tier, we're not saying your team is bad. It's just the logo itself doesn't even like we're literally ranking what a logo looks like, not even the team. So just keep that in mind. But anyway,
Yo, wait.
If we hate your
Question.
team, you'll probably be F tier.
When a team changed logo, will you like
You have
do
all
all
the
the
logos.
yeah,
logos they
all
had,
of them.
Yeah.
So like
or
I think
We
we have
have-
like
we have all of
four.
them.
We have like 4 BRNG logos because they change their logo every goddamn season.
That's not even true. We've only had 3 logos.
No,
Relax.
that's not. All right, let me look at the folder right now. I have 102 logos in this file right now.
Damn.
yo, pull it up, pull it up.
Okay, true.
Call-
You're
call
right.
it
You're right. I
luck,
have
call it
BRNG
luck.
1,
All in,
BRNG 2,
all
and
in, all in.
BRNG 3.
Yeah, three logos, and the third one was fire. All right.
All right,
Okay.
we'll be the judge of that. We'll be the judge of that.
The first one was, it was the makeshift logo. The second one was all right, but the third one was flames. And no discussion, no
There
dispute.
was a certain logo. We were looking over them the other day. Taha's like, "Is this even a logo?" It might have started with a B and ended with an SRNG.
Yeah,
But, you know.
okay. The first one is fine. I'll hold that. We were in our infancy at the time.
But anyway,
that same logo beat BNP that season. We were
Well-
2-8, and we won against BNP was one of
They're
our
about to
favorites.
lose.
So I don't
That
want to hear
logo's
about
about
it.
to lose in this tier list. So
Yeah, well, Glow Monster real MVP. Shout out to Jay. That's all I need to say.
Wait, you had Glow Moss's logo? Oh no.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't in the logo. It was in.
yeah,
Wait, what's
we'll
the
talk
style
about it in
like?
this. We'll talk about it in the stream.
yeah,
I'll have
yeah,
some
we
stories.
will.
Yeah.
And you know what we'll do? Some of these logos actually are really hard to look at in like they're small. Like some logos look S tier.
Some of these logos are just hard to look at. Period.
Yeah. So, but like some of them look S tier minimized or like in small format, but when you open them, you see how like
Yeah,
it-
Taha
yeah.
would like look at them in the small one. He'd be like, "Andy, this logo's fire." And then he sends it to me on Discord, and it becomes like 500 by 500, and I'm just like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, and then there's some logos that look so bad minimized, but then when you like enlarge it, you're like, oh, actually,
Oh
this
yeah,
is really
that's
nice.
also true. Also true.
Yeah, so
We'll go over them.
yeah, we'll try to we'll show both big and small versions for those that deserve the time, like spent at looking at whether dude. I swear there are some logos I literally we looked at it and we were talking to Tuppup about it too, and he was like, dude, this is not even a logo; it's just an image.
We'll go over it.
Yeah, we will
have
go over
everything.
there. But hey,
Yeah.
so guys, let's get your guys' opinion. Let's go top to bottom. Andy, who you got winning rookies versus switcheroo, and predict score.
Predict score. I think switcheroo.
You don't have to
will
give like
probably be
a.
hungrier for this
You don't have
one.
to give like one answer.
Yeah.
You could be like either or 10-8.
But I think maybe like 10-6, 10-7.
Oh, okay. So you think it's gonna be a big win?
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Buns.
I
What do you?
think 10-8 is close.
Yeah,
I would
okay.
say.
I think 10
Anything
10-8
more
is like
than
the cutoff for like what's defined as closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's
Yeah.
like destruction, but like I think 10-6, 10-7, I could see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that close.
And then abusement park versus diffusion. I think based on like just because of what I said earlier, I'll say like abusement park 10-8, 10-9.
Okay, so that's Andy's picks. Buns, you can go next. What do you think?
Yeah. My opinion.
You don't have to
obviously
talk
is,
about
like,
your game,
opposite
so
of-
it's fine.
Yeah, I know. My opinion obviously is opposite of Andy on the first game, so I think it's gonna be pretty close though. Like 10-8, 10-9 for rookies, not switch. And the
Okay.
other
How much
game,
do you
obviously,
think?
I won't comment.
All right, Davida, if you're still there, I haven't heard your voice in like
Yeah,
40
I
minutes.
think.
Okay, there you are.
Okay, I think as long as rookies doesn't decide mid-war whether or not 27 or 28 Car Standard Dragon is better, they should have the lead on Switcheroo. I think it's gonna be like a 10-7 for them. And for Diffusion against TPK, I'm sorry, Buns, but there is a team with one Ginger Boy that goes 0-2, and that team won. So I'm gonna go DF 10-8.
Okay, so me next, right?
Yeah, just don't talk about your game.
Why not?
I mean, you can. I just don't want you to be on the spot. I'm doing you a favor.
No, yeah, I'm not. Okay. Rookies
Confident.
against switcheroo. Like, even though switcheroo has been doing really well, I think rookie still has the upper hand. And I'm gonna go with 10-7 for rookies. And Amusement Park against Diffusion, it's gonna be really close because like both teams know each other, I would say, and know what the players play. So both are gonna be prepared. And I would still say 10-9 for Diffusion. Because we're just different.
Shaowz?
All right. So for rookies and switcheroo, if rookies brings like at least 5 Dark Lords, 10-5 easy, no contest. Uh, realistically though, probably like 10-8. I think it's pretty close. If both teams come prepared and play, optimally. As for amusement park and diffusion, I would say non-biasly, APK probably like, and I think 10-7. I can see a lucky streak happening. I don't know. I see the boys pulling through. Especially if Lord plays, then definitely 10-7. So
What do you
that's how I
mean?
see
If
it.
I play, it's good for Diffusion because like
No, this
you
is
know.
where the APK runs out, or the luck runs out for that cult ritual. So
Okay.
Man, you guys really made me seem like super biased when I said switcher. I promise you, it's like play like my own player bias and not like my team bias.
I mean, I think
Like
Andy.
when I said
I
switcher.
think Andy's just following the trend too, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like. Never mind.
Anyway, my turn, I guess. Honestly, I feel like rookies versus switcheroo is such a toss-up. Like, I think it's gonna be close though. Like, I'd say 10-8, 10-9 for either one.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
Well,
will
either
be
1-1.
thoroughly surprised if switcheroo brings the same decks as they have versus rookies. I think switcheroo will do something different this week, and I think that's probably what's gonna help them win versus rookies. Also, I think switcheroo is less likely to misplay than rookies, although it's very similar both teams. If I had to choose, I think I'd probably say I always like rooting for the team that usually has like a worse record versus the team in a head-to-head. Like switcheroo usually has never lost to rookies in team wars, so I kind of want to root for rookies for that reason. But I just want a really good game. I hope it's not like 10-5, so I hope it's like 10-8, 10-9. But if I had to go with it, I'd say 10-9 rookies, I guess. APK and Diffusion, I literally don't think, like, I think it's impossible that both teams don't misplay. I don't know why, but I feel like I think one of the teams is gonna misplay, and then that's why one of the teams wins. So like either APK has like misplays and Diffusion wins because of it, or Diffusion misplays and APK wins because of it. And I feel like that's really just gonna make the difference. I think that was the same thing for Diffusion versus Sun Clan. Same thing versus for APK versus TZ. Like, I really think that's just what it's gonna come down to. And if both teams play perfectly, which I don't think is gonna happen, just because I guess we haven't seen that yet from I guess this playoffs thus far. But if that does happen, then I think APK is probably gonna come out with like kind of like a surprise factor strategy like they did last week versus TZ, opening Hydra and TZ like doing Thunder Dragon. So I think we'll see some interesting stuff from Diffusion as well, and some changes in their strategy from APK. They're both going to be close, I think, but I think it's going to come down to play, which is a good thing. But I think I actually have APK over Diffusion here though. I'd say 10-8 or 10-9, but if Diffusion wins, I'm not going to be like surprised or anything. I think it's going to come down to how they play. APK has been playing overall pretty well this season. Yeah, I guess that's it for my predictions. And if anyone in the chat has any questions, please do ask before we host myself. We're gonna do a logos tier list, ranking all the Team Wars logos since the beginning of Team. but we don't have any questions. But thank you to Buns, Davida, Lordy, Shaowz, and Andy for joining us today on Team Wars Talks. We're gonna be back for the final Team Wars Talk of the season next week. It's gonna be a special show with a lot of information, graphics, and shit like that about the two teams that are gonna be playing versus each other from these four. Be sure to tune in to next week's Team Wars Talks. It's gonna be really filled with a lot of like stats and stuff and more graphics and all that crap. But for now, this is goodbye from us. Thank you everyone for watching. We had a good showing today, and I hope you guys will tune in to our unofficial tier list on my stream. Yeah, time for the good stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys we usually do this, so I actually will let you guys have the floor. Buns, you have nothing to advertise, so I'm just gonna skip you. Davida, do you want to advertise anything
really?
where they can find you and stuff?
I mean, I stream on Twitch, but like sometimes I stream in Italian, sometimes I stream in English. Basically goes like whatever I want at the
Oh,
moment.
porco dio. Ah.
Anyway, someone, Hazy or someone, post Davida's Twitch link in the chat, please, so everyone can go follow Davida. He posts his like tournament runs, typically.
Regardless of the language, it's still a sexy voice. You don't have to worry about it.
By the
You know what
way,
I'm saying?
okay,
Yeah.
and then
Good.
and
Yeah.
Lordy, I don't think you have anything to. I think you have your Twitter, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
I
you can post that.
sometimes stream, but it's like very
Okay, well,
rarely.
no one cares about your streams anyways. But you can
True.
but you can put your Twitter in the chat. I think you're pretty active on Twitter. And Shaowz, I mean, I guess you're just here, Shaowz. Like, I mean,
You can follow me on Twitch at Buns22. You know, for your peak Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, Onomat, and Red Eyes gameplay.
Red Eyes gameplay. Anyway, that's it from us. If you guys just stick around here, like wait. Actually, Hazy, I guess you can do the raid command, and then I'll go live, and hopefully it works. If it doesn't, then whatever. But see you guys in my Twitch chat if you guys want to. Oh, you guys can follow me on Twitter too. Twitter.com/HahaDL. I haven't posted in a while, but I'm gonna start posting
Should I
more.
plug mine too?
Oh yeah, for
Maybe
sure.
not.
I totally forgot. My bad. Yeah, go. I totally forgot.
Don't
Sorry,
do
Andy.
it. You get timeouted.
Sorry, Andy. Yeah, post. No, Hazy's
you
gonna
post
post.
it.
No, Hazy's gonna post.
Yeah,
Hazy just.
people have mine. People have mine.
Yeah. I mean, you
Aw.
go to Andy's bio and he says, "You know who I am." So I mean, we all know who he is. So it's all good. Yeah, so it's all good. Anyway, anyway,
I
we're
was
gonna.
gonna change it, but my team won't kick me from the roster, so I can't.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you become a nobody when you're not on bricks. To be.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose that privilege.
Yeah. Once they remove me, I can change it to "You don't know who I am."
You're gonna be known as Smithiat voice chat buddy number 32.
Oh, all right. I think we
Well,
should.
no, I'm the
I think this is a good
I'm
time to end the
definitely the
stream.
original. I'm
All right.
definitely the original.
All right. I think we
Yep.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate you guys. We'll see you over on my stream if you guys want to watch some lousy comical content. See you guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and thank you to the commentators for making this a really funny Team Wars talk. See you guys, and see you on my stream. Bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See you.